Not making that mistake again. Okay. Super excited to have everyone here today. I'm going to open up the chat. We're going to be pretty active in the chat. This is your chance to ask whatever questions you have. I'm going to walk you through not only my exact system for bringing over 100 agents to EXP, but I'm also want you to know that this is also the system that I use for prospecting transactions. So Instagram is a super powerful lead generation tool. Yes or no, if you are effectively using Instagram inside your business? Yes or no, if you're feeling like it's effective? Okay. Most of you are saying it doesn't feel effective. So people like me are probably so annoying to you because we keep saying, use Instagram, use Instagram, use Instagram, and maybe you're posting and it just feels like crickets. So my next question for you, yes or no, if you have like a back end system to your Instagram account. The back end system is not DM me. Okay. Okay, perfect. Some of you are already using ManyChat. Awesome. Okay, so this is going to put like lighter fluid. If you already are using ManyChat, I'm going to talk a little bit about ManyChat. Um, this is going to, where are you taking them? If you answered ManyChat, where are you taking them to? Is it an email flow? Is it your CRM? Where are you taking them to? We're going to break down all of this. Today, I'm going to share my screen and we're going to get into it. Um, all of the things. Let me get everything organized so I can see everything appropriately. Um, let me get, sorry, this takes me just a second to get everything where I need it because here we go. Okay, so this is my blueprint for attracting 100 agents. My name's Amy Gregory, lead capture, landing page, Discord, and email. Okay, perfect. In the past few years, I've worked part-time hours making multi-six figures buying and selling real estate. I built Powerhouse from the ground up and recruited over 100 agents to my front line at EXP. Powerhouse is the name of my organization, and I think having it named and branded is super powerful. But most impressively, I've produced highly productive agents with over 75% of my FLAs being FLQAs. If you don't know what FLA is and FLQA is, frontline agent, frontline qualifying agent. You need your agents to be productive, not just hang their license with you. This was me my first year in real estate. I was pregnant with baby number 4. Set a record on this house for price per square foot, all with the power of Instagram. When I started in real estate, my life looked like this. I'd only been practicing real estate for 2 years when I started recruiting agents to EXP. I was closing less than 10 million in production. It still looks like I'm only closing less than 10 million in production because I refer out a lot of my deals to an agent in my group and I don't put my name on her transactions because guess what? I don't want my name on them. But she helps close a lot of my clients' deals. I was closing less than 10 million in production. I was only willing to work 20 hours a week at most, and I often worked less than that. And I was, by all industry definitions, a very average agent. This was by far my hardest year in real estate, with a newborn baby on my hip. 6 years later, this is what my kids look like now. I'm a 7-figure earner with 3 different revenue streams. I still close less than 10 million in production. I still work about 20 hours a week and I take a month off each summer. And I'm still, by all industry definitions, a very average agent, but I'm a really good business owner. So you've got to ask yourself, do you want to be the best agent or you want to have the best business? You will likely never see a business like mine up on a real estate stage, because so often the only measuring stick we use in real estate is volume closed. Yes, that's very, very important, but also I think like revenue is a really great measuring stick as well. And hourly rate is also another really great measuring stick inside of your business. The truth is that there's never been a better or easier time to recruit agents to EXP, but how do you do it when you already have a full-time job? How many of you struggle with transactions and recruiting and balancing the two? Yes or no in the chat if that's your biggest struggle, is feeling like you have to put down transactions in order to pick up agents. Okay. And I think there's a couple of different ways of people looking at this. I know And so I'm going to break down how I do it, and then you can decide how you'd like to do it. First, we're going to get started. So Instagram bio, we first want your Instagram bio to position yourself for success. If you are not currently bringing in transactions on your Instagram account, great. Just use it for agent attraction. Just use your Instagram account for agent attraction. And so this is where potential agents or clients, like remember, we can do this either way, decide whether or not they're going to hit follow. We want to make it really, really easy. Number two, you need to have your link in bio with free lead magnets. And this is where clients opt in for more info. It's kind of like the equivalent of saying yes to a first date. So again, we want to make it really easy for people to say yes and give you their email address. AI automations, this is the system that buys back your time. So if you like going on vacation and having leads drop into your CRM, do not skip this step. Now, once we have these three things set up, then we want to talk about going viral and creating content. Because if your content's not making you any money, I'd quit too. Like, why the heck are you creating all this content if it's not making you any money? Just stop. Then we go to conversion, and this is the part where you might actually have to pick up the phone or get on a Zoom. But pinky promise, if you do all of these other steps right, you'll love getting on the phone. You'll love getting on the phone because it's not just like a random client, it's like your dream client, your dream agent. Okay. I don't want to do real estate deals that are annoying. I want to do ones that are fun. I don't want to work with crybaby real estate agents. So I don't recruit crybaby real estate agents. Like, I don't want to deal with that. So step one, let's identify your dream agent. What type of agent are you uniquely qualified to help? What is that agent specific pain point? And how can you and EXP solve that pain point? You've got to get really, really dialed in on who your dream agent is. And this was something I like really struggled with initially because I came into the fast forward group and you're like, you want me to compete with Dan and Kyle on recruiting agents? How many of you like want to cry in your closet thinking about competing with Dan and Kyle when it comes to recruiting agents? Anyone else? Like, why in the world would they name Amy Gregory with a baby on her hip working part-time hours as their sponsor when you could name, I don't know, Dan or Kyle? How many of you struggle with that? Yes or no, if you struggle with that a little bit. Yes, no, yes, no. Michael's the only honest person in this room. Okay, Kirby is too. So one of the things I really had to think through is I started asking myself questions of like, okay, well, who isn't in Dan and Kyle's world? Who isn't in their orbit? Who doesn't want to work with Dan and Kyle, right? And that's when I settled on like this female solo agent. I didn't want to build a team. I talked to Dan and Kyle for a long time about building out a big local team, and it just wasn't something I ever decided I wanted to pick up, right? So you have to start asking yourself, okay, well, there's more than one way to build a business, and there's not a right or a wrong, right? No one can argue that Dan and Kyle build some of the best real estate teams in the industry. But well, what about the people that don't want to build a team? Okay, well, I can help them. I can help a female solo agent working part-time hours do 10 million in production. And one of the things that is, you know, 10 million in production is not a super sexy number, right? Except when you put it into context and say, okay, they're running that at a 95% profit margin and they're working part-time hours. Like, who's mad to be making $300,000 working 20 hours a week? Is anyone mad about that business? I feel like it's a freaking bomb business, right? And so that's who I started talking to. So you have to like find your niche and be willing to like stake your claim in the ground and say, I think you should build your business like this. You naturally will repel some agents. That is great news. If you want to build a big, huge local team, I can't help you do that. I am not the person. Now, what I can do is I can plug you into fast forward, right? So we have that option of saying, hey, listen, I can be more of like a traffic director as opposed to the expert on everything. But think through who you want to recruit to your organization. Don't build an organization full of people you don't like. It's not going to be fun. Um, in my opinion, I love the female solo agent, and that we see a lot of men actually building that way as well, since 2020. You don't need all of your agents to be Steph Curry. Like, you literally need them to be Klay Thompson. Klay Thompson just makes Steph Curry look bomb, right? But he's not the main character of that storyline. An agent that does 2.8 million in production is a full capping agent. Is a full capping agent. You guys, 2.8 million in production. Like if you are an agent that moves your license over to EXP and gets plugged into the fast forward group and you can't hit 2.8 million in production, you're the problem. That agent is the problem. There's so many resources to plug into that, like, that's crazy. And I want you to think about this. So my organization versus like Dan and Kyle's organization, they are going to have way more agents inside their organizations because they specialize in bringing over teams. That's phenomenal. That's great. You have the team leader that's going to be a full capping agent, but then the 10 agents that come with that team leader are going to be half cappers or quarter cappers, which impacts your revenue share, right? And I would tell you that an agent that is on a team will likely never recruit another agent. They're not even prospecting their own deals. So what's the likelihood of them bringing over another agent? It feels like zero. It feels like zero, in my opinion. But like a female solo type agent who goes out and prospects her own transactions, she's totally going to bring 3, 5, 10 of her friends. She's totally going to do that because she's capable of prospecting her own transactions. That's the same skill set. It's the same skill set. And I think a full capping solo agent is the most valuable agent inside the rev share model, in my opinion. She'll bring over some of her friends. They will all work together, and they help make each other's businesses better. So with that being said, let's make it easy for them to find you, easy for them to get more information, easy for them to contact you. Okay. Instagram is more like a search engine for your dream agent to find you. What will they need once they find you? Let's build that. Okay. This is what my DMs look like on a regular basis. I built Powerhouse before Reels existed, before ManyChat automations existed. And so it all had to go through your DMs. It was like hand-to-hand combat in your DMs every single day, booking people on your calendar. So when I tell you it's never been easier, like I'm not messing with you. It has never been easier. So let's get your DMs looking more like this. Step 1, create your lead magnet. This is your solution your clients need, and your goal is to answer their questions before they ask it. Don't worry, I've already done this for you. You're going to be able to get my copy and paste template. So don't worry. My favorite lead magnet right now that every agent should be using, because it is agent season right now, just like spring is when everyone goes to market. Fall and winter is when everyone moves their license. So if you are not actively pursuing agents right now, you are missing a huge window. My favorite lead magnet right now is how to hire a broker. And it's not just because I think that's cute. That's because how to hire a broker is a highly searched Google phrase. And I bet so many of you are like, that's literally the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Yes or no, if that feels so dumb to let agents know that they're the ones hiring the broker. Does that sound really stupid? Yes or no? Sounds dumb, right? But you have to understand we're going for like the average agent. We don't need a million Steph Currys. We need a million Klay Thompsons. Klay Thompsons will adjust their game to your game. They want to follow you. They want you to tell them what to do. They need you to tell them what to do. Okay. So your lead magnet might be how to hire a broker, how to win every listing, how to call expireds. I don't know. Literally one thing you're good at. Most agents don't need more information. They need community and implementation. No one needs more information. You need to implement, right? Every single person in this room, myself included, we need better implementation, not more information. Step 2, then you're going to set up your StanStore. This is where you collect their email address in return for them having access to your solution. Good news, you don't have to build this. StanStore built my template for you to copy and paste. So you can literally copy and paste my entire lead magnet, my entire system into your business with one click. Would you like me to show you exactly how this works inside of StanStore? Do you like to see it? Let me pop out of here. I'm going to show you, this is my StanStore. This is what it looks like forward facing. So if you pull this up on your phone, these all stack very nicely. This is how I'm prospecting both transactions and agents. You can schedule it. I don't know why this is my favorite thing I've started using. I've literally just started using this in the last couple of months. If Zillow is like scheduling showings on their website, why aren't you? Like, why don't you have a calendar for people where they can just schedule a showing with you? Right? Um, so, and I know everyone's like, oh my gosh, but now I need my buyer broker agreement signed. Great. Create the problem that you need and then go solve that problem. So in here, I tell them that we'll grab that they have to sign the buyer's broker agreement. Clearly, if they don't sign the buyer's broker agreement, we're not going to the showing, right? But let's get people on your calendar and then let's go solve that problem. I have this set up right now where they have to give like 12 hours notice before a showing. So that's one of the fun things I've been working on that will come with this. Start your home search. This clicks right into my KV core. What's your home worth? Clicks right into my KV core. This is just where they can input their stuff, buying, selling, referring. That drops into your email. You can send them a quick text message. How to hire a realtor. This is one of my favorite lead magnets for transactions because the content you get to post about how to hire a realtor, like you're not telling them to hire you. You're just educating them on like, hey, by the way, you should be asking your agent these questions. The great news is then you have the right answer to all those questions. So then you become the hire. But also you have to think about social media has no geographical boundaries on it. So I'm in Arizona, but there's nothing stopping me from helping someone in Orlando move to Dallas, and I go find an agent in both cities and pull a referral on both of those deals. That's a great hourly rate. Okay. And so we want to fill up this email list. This has a whole email series behind it that pushes them to schedule a call with you. And then how to hire a broker. This is literally the exact same thing. They put in their name, their email address, and then what happens is they get a free PDF download, and that's like 20 something questions. 10 of them are if you're a brand new agent, 10 of them are if you're an experienced agent. And I know this is going to surprise you, but all of the questions point to like, well, do I have stock options? What are my opportunities for growth? How can I do it right? Do you offer healthcare? All the things that are unique to EXP. We want agents to start thinking about that and start asking, well, why isn't my broker giving me that? Right? So here's what it looks like on the back end. There's landing pages here where, yes, tell me about working together. The how to hire a broker pushes to this, and they can schedule a call on your calendar. And the how to hire a realtor funnel pushes to like, yes, let's chat about buying or selling your home. And it pushes them to schedule a call with you. How many of you have a system like this inside your business that you are like pushing people to every single day at a high level? Yes or no in the chat? Anyone? Okay. So let's go back to here. So once you have your StanStore built, you'll be able to get that exact template. It's super easy. This is what it looks like on your phone. This becomes your link in bio. Okay. Your link in bio has to be exactly what everyone needs. No, that you cannot be making them take 10 clicks. How many of you have seen on Amazon where it's like buy now with one click, right? You have to think about like the user experience on your website. Did you see how quickly that popped in? It was like, great, done. How to hire a broker. You're in that fast. I have built on Kajabi. I have built on ClickFunnels. I have built on Teachable. I have built on every platform under the sun. The StanStore has a 30% higher conversion rate. That matters. Like your checkout process matters. Have you ever gone to return something at Zara? Yes or no, if you've ever gone to return something at Zara. Literally, it's so bad. I will not shop at Zara. That's how bad their return, like it's so bad. Their checkout process is so bad. I won't even shop there because they make you do it yourself and then they yell at you when you're doing it wrong. And I'm like, I literally don't work here. You know? Um, you can move these around in whatever order you want. That's a great question. Like you can just click and drag and drop them. I have them like this. You can move them around however you want. Okay. So this is your plug and play system that lets buyers and sellers schedule a showing, download a free lead magnet, and even get automated email follow-up, all without the tech headaches because it's already built. Now, once you have this built, are you excited about posting content? Yes or no? This is the how to hire a broker lead magnet. So for like a new agent, the questions are, what are the costs? What's the commission split? What's the training and mentorship? How available is the broker? What's the culture like? Growth opportunities. But now when you're an experienced agent, it talks about advanced training, ownership opportunities, national expansion, residual revenue streams, right? When you're a agent in your first 3 years, you're like, I just want to close some transactions. Once you've closed some transactions, you're like, okay, now I want to take over the world, right? And you also realize that transactions are a little bit of a golden handcuffs in real estate. And you got to say, okay, well, where is like my monthly residual revenue stream coming from? That's always how agents think. And if they're not thinking that, you need to help them think that. You need to help them understand, hey, this is the next step inside your business.
And I'm supposed to be training when like so good.
I'm going to pause that because it's aggressively loud. It's way too early in the morning. So this is exactly how it works, like on my Instagram account. Okay. So I said, I don't know who needs to hear this, but your broker should be helping you make massive amounts of money. You guys, I just hosted like a profitability workshop yesterday. There are agents paying their brokers over $100,000 for literally nothing. For literally nothing. My broker's paying me over $100,000 every year to build the brokerage. What position do you want to be in? You've got to tell people. So I'll show you. This is
I'm supposed to be training.
this is one of the agents inside Powerhouse, and she said this made me do the math. Had I been at my old brokerage, they would have taken $146,000 of my commission this year. Literally so grateful. I stumbled upon your Instagram over 2 years ago. Nothing, this does not happen overnight. This is like a system you deploy, and if you, it's like expecting to go to the gym one time and being like, well, why didn't I lose 10 pounds? Okay, well, you went once, right? It's the consistency of the gym that changes your whole life, right? So here's how my caption is: how to hire a broker, right? That's what I'm going to push to. It's coming to the end of the year. We want to figure out, like, if you're a high producing agent, your broker should be helping you build bigger. I'm talking ownership opportunities, earning your cap back, and building a stage to you build even bigger on. When you win, they win. If you're feeling the gut punch of broker splits, drop the word broker and I'll send you my free list of questions to ask your broker. Well, then look, all these people hire broker, 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 broker. And then this is the ManyChat automation. This is what gets DM'd to them when they type in the word broker. And then they go to this how to hire a broker and they download that. Okay. I want you to just look at the math on this. 126 people commented on this post. 126. Okay. 30 people shared it with their friends, which is huge. And 10,000 people saw it. Your social media will compound. You have to start thinking of your Instagram account like an income producing asset. Okay. So if you're going to go out and buy rental properties, you're like, well, that's an income producing asset. So is your Instagram account. I don't know if people know this or not, but I could literally sell my Instagram account for over $1 million. That's how valuable it is. If you're a lender, don't you want an Instagram account full of solo agents that are in real estate? I do. Right? Okay, let's talk about setting up your ManyChat. This is where you automate, and it's a total game changer. This is the thing where they comment the word broker and the link gets DM'd to them. So this is like running all of the time for you. This is kind of what it looks like on the back end. These are screenshots from a long time ago, but look at like 317 were sent, 71% click-through rate. That's insane. 53% clicked on the button. That's insane. Your emails are not getting that click-through rate. They just aren't. And then they're always on your email list now at this point. So what you're going to do is you're going to assign each link to your lead magnet a keyword. So my keyword for how to hire a realtor is hire. My keyword for how to hire a broker is broker. So I can literally just open up, post something, type in the word broker, and it's working all the time. Like you set up that ManyChat automation one time, and you can use that keyword again and again and again and again and again. Now, does it feel like fun to create content? Yes or no in the chat if you're like, okay, game on. This is literally a math equation. It's a math equation. So the more pieces of content you post, the better off it's going to be. This is how easy it is to set it up. You just click on these inside of ManyChat. If you ManyChat connects to your Facebook account, and that will be the hardest thing. I don't care how long it takes you to get it connected. It's worth it. Like it's worth it. Okay, so have your admin do it. Watch the training videos. I don't know. It took me less than an hour, so surely you can all do it. This now then works all day, every day for you and is shown to people not following you. This is why Reels are so important. When I built the bulk of my powerhouse organization, Reels did not exist, right? And so what happens is that Reels are shown to people who are not following you, right? In order for someone to be in my stories, they have to be following me. So like think about this 5 years ago, and you really had to like go get followers so that they would see your content. Now you don't. You can just post reels and it will be the algorithm will show it to people that they think will want to see your content. This is why you have to niche down onto the type of agent that you want to talk to, right? Okay. Now that we have all that set up, would you like me to show you how to post the content? Would that be helpful if I just gave you my content strategy on this? Yes or no in the chat if you would like my content strategy. That was like a lot of information that I just gave you. Okay, here we go. This is the website you can copy and paste. I'll come back to this. You can scan that QR code, but it will literally give you the option of like Amy's template, and it will just auto-populate it. Oh, sorry, I'll get it up there for you. There it is. If you want it, it will give you the lead magnets, like all the automations are done, all the emails are done, the landing pages are done, everything is done. You will need to go in and obviously change the links to your CRM. Don't, right? That's the only thing you'll have to plug in. Okay, so this is my real formula. B-roll footage, less than 7 seconds long, trending audio, a strong hook, and a long caption, a call to action with ManyChat. Okay? I will show you what it looks like. If you want to find trending audio, this is my recipe for trending audio. When you click on the audio, I want this to be less than 5,000 and I want this to be over 1 million. Now, if this is at 10,000 or less, that's fine. But those are kind of the parameters I'm looking for. And I've copied and pasted this content strategy with a gajillion agents. So this is the results that people are getting. Which is really fun. Makes me happy. $1 million listing appointment from an Instagram lead from Instagram. Okay. Here's okay. So many of you are like, oh my gosh, I don't have time to film content, and my content needs to look like Glenda Baker's. No, it doesn't. It literally does not. Like, I get it. I don't have time to film content either. I've got 4 kids. You think I have time to film content? Like, I don't have time to film content. So what you have to figure out is like, well, how am I going to do it inside my day-to-day life? And how am I going to like make that work? So my Instagram account is used primarily for agent attraction. Why? Because that's the biggest long-term win from a business strategy decision. Isn't that more valuable than closing more transactions this year? Yes or no? In the chat. What's more valuable inside your business in 5 years? 10 agents or 10 more transactions? In 5 years, what are you going to want to wish you had? Okay. So stop sitting on the sidelines. Stop acting like people care that much about what you're doing. They don't. They don't care. And if they do care, they're the weird ones, in my opinion. So Mine is I primarily focus on moms in real estate, the solo female agent, and this was how I filmed my content. I actually was so annoyed to be at this house. It was the week of Christmas last year. I forgot to bring the lockbox with me when I shot the photos on it. It was like a divorce situation. I was like, I didn't want to be there at 7 a.m. on a cold winter morning. I'm unshowered, I have no makeup on, and I'm wearing a ball cap. No tripod, nothing. But I'm like, I need some like video with my sign in front of the house because sometimes people think I don't sell real estate. So I need the visual that they know I still sell real estate. Cool. Sign didn't need to be wiped down. So I just grabbed a napkin from my husband's car and I just made something. And I literally propped my Stanley Cup right here because that's almost always with me. And propped my camera against it. And this is the piece of content. Would you stay So, like, step one, no more excuses. Like, no more excuses. Okay. This video right here, 932 comments, 220 people saved it, 57 people shared it with their friends. That's like them introducing you to their friends. 73,000 views on it. It's the dumbest video I've ever seen. Honestly, it's a dumb video. Cool. I don't care. It works. What do I care? Okay, here's another example. Okay. Um, So I help real estate agents obviously use social media effectively in their business, right? This is me prospecting agents. This is filmed in my office with my phone propped up against my computer. If you want, you can film in Instagram stories. If you want to use a filter, you are not allowed to use filters that change the shape of your face. You can only use filters that like enhance the coloring of your video. If I see anyone using foxy face, baby face, something or other that makes you look like you're 12, I will literally come through the phone and tell you that's a horrible idea. Because you do want facial recognition. They're going to see you in real life. Like it's all good. Be authentic, be real. Um, this is like, you want to almost have like sets of where you film B-roll. Look at, I'm sitting in that same office. Everyone is like, oh, Amy's working from home. Cool. That's this, it builds trust with people. I want you to look at my fingers on the keyboard. Okay. Again, stop making it so damn hard. Just stop making it so damn hard. Um, if I can post this, 656 comments. That's for a free lead magnet. Okay. And trust me, like I have two kids in high school and you don't think their friends follow me on Instagram? They totally do. And you want to know what I do is I'm literally going and teaching their econ class, the seniors at my son's high school, because they don't understand how social media compounds. And guess who they all want to come in? Me. Because they sit and follow me on Instagram and they've sat and watched it unfold. And they're like, well, that's freaking awesome. Okay, cool. So like no excuses. Okay, so when I filmed this video, I didn't know what the caption was going to be. I didn't know what the headline was going to be. I just filmed video so that then when I'm ready to post, I have video to pull from. So I have like this massive video library of just all sorts of content, like videos just like this. This one performed really well. I like this headline. It's funny. I'm known for being really blunt and bold and just tell it like it is. And it's hard to hurt my feelings. If you want honest feedback, I will give it to you, but in a nice way. I'll be like, hey, listen, I think you're awesome, but you should probably do this. Uh, but real estate agents are known for always being in their car. And bonus, your car almost always has good lighting and you can you can have your sunglasses on. So win. And then you always have video to post. So this headline was actually prospecting transactions. And the cue is stacking your lines like that keeps the user engaged. And then when you have like a really long caption that they're reading, the video is looping in the background, which increases like your views. And so Instagram's like, I'm going to pick on Michael because he's sitting right next to me, his thing. So Michael is like looping in the background. Let's say Michael's watching this and And as he's reading the caption, that video is looping in the background. And what it tells Instagram is like, oh, this is really important to Michael. Okay, well, let's go show this to 100 other people just like Michael. Let that sink in. This is how you find your like alpha agent. Is once you find one of them, Michael is connected to 100 other of them. And guess what? Michael doesn't even know how many he's connected to. But you want to know who does? Instagram. Instagram knows you better than your spouse knows you, right? So let Instagram do a lot of this heavy lifting for you. So anyways, how not to be an annoying client. That's funny. People will click on that and they will read the caption. And what I said in the caption was like, don't look outside your budget. There's nothing more annoying than clients that want to go look outside their budget. And you're never going to be happy with what's in your budget once you've looked at what's outside your budget. So just stay within your budget. Um, and then it pops into like, if you need to hire a realtor, comment hire for my free guide of how to hire a realtor. Okay. That's what that one popped into. So what types of footage should you film? Like on a laptop, celebrating wins, trying on outfits, making a drink, journaling, standing and thinking like, I know you guys are laughing like, oh my gosh, like I'm not a fashion blogger. You're not, but you should know that like those fashion influencers are out earning you. They are out earning you. And if you think I'm crazy, I will literally give you case studies. So that's all I have for you today. This is a website you can copy and paste into your StanStore, and you'll have all the lead magnets, all the email follow-up. And if you want all of my captions and everything, I actually I'm launching this week for Black Friday. Don't scan the next QR code, okay? Don't do it. But for every subscription over the next week, you're also going to get my 30 highest performing captions. So basically 40 pages of captions that push to how to hire a realtor, what's your home worth, start your home search now. These are all my headlines, my captions, my call to action that you can literally copy and paste. I normally sell it for $300. I'm giving it to everyone when they get the website because I feel like it's fun. If you have the website, then you need the captions that push to the website. I'm going to stop sharing my screen. So grab that if you want that. And then I'm going to open this up for Q&A questions. Who has questions for me? How many of you literally just had your mind blown and are like, okay. Oh, the website is $100 a month. It's a monthly subscription. And the $100 a month gets you all of the email funnels. You can do like I think there's a $29 a month, but you don't have the capacity for like the email follow-up on the back end. Um, uh, Kelly, is to send it to agents, multiple agents. If you want my honest opinion, I can't help but just give my honest opinion. This is my toxic trait. I would empower agents on your team to have their own lead gen tool. That is like the beauty of EXP is that at some point you theoretically, if I'm a team leader, I would think that I would want my agents to keep growing. If they grow, they'll end up bringing over agents as well, right? And so give them the tools they need to like be on your team, but also to graduate from your team and still work with you. Oh, it's 100. It's just like KV Core has a monthly fee to it. Stand to be hosted on that platform. There's a monthly fee to it. John, did you have a question?
Yeah, so my question's around so you're building your agent interaction, powerhouse, whatever. Good job, by the way.
Thanks.
What about like agent retention? Like,
Ooh,
yeah, tell us about.
So what I do, and you guys can do whatever you want, and I think it depends on we're all under this fast forward umbrella, which is I mean, I think we're all aware that we have like the best and biggest legacy line at EXP. Only 12% of EXP agents actually recruit other agents, so it's very few. Um, so depending on where you fit in that landscape, I would brand your name, like brand your organization. Mine's called Powerhouse. Originally, I was recruiting under like the umbrella Gregory Group. No one wants to work under my name, like, right? So it's too like egocentric. So I switched it to Powerhouse. And it doesn't lean masculine or feminine, and that's by design. Um, and then we meet every single Tuesday. And then I have like a elites phone call. I call it my elites phone call. Those are like my generals. And we meet every single Thursday, which probably feels like a lot. I don't host, I don't run every single meeting, but we focus on like the female solo agent, right? And then you can plug them in to fast forward as well. But if you have a certain skill set, maybe yours is like once a month. But I think relationships are super, super important. And what I have found is I was hesitant to say, yeah, I'm going to make myself available every single Tuesday at 9 a.m. That's a lot. Um, but my business has actually gotten so much better too. Like they've taught me as much as I've taught them, like 100-fold. And ultimately, you're building a revenue stream that has the potential to bring in $1 million a year. Really, it does.
So,
So
and this is great.
you know
Thank
what I
you.
mean? Like, it's like, is it really unreasonable for me to be willing to be available for an hour every week, right?
Yeah, and that answers my question for the most part. I'm gonna push a little bit further on that. Um, so are you doing like these big events and all that whole thing, like the Tina Call style? Or is it really is a lot of the value that is keeping the agents, is it what you're providing them on Tuesday morning?
It's mostly Tuesday morning. I will do an event in 2025. I did some events in 2022, like at hotels. Like I did big hotel events. Um, I did two of them in 2022, and it borderline killed me. Like those hotel events are, I mean, you're signing your name to like multiple six figures. And so it's a lot. Um, but now that I like and I will tell you, John, in all reality, I never had a panic attack until I signed my name to a hotel event. Like, no joke. Because you're putting, I think I had to put on the first one, I think I had 150 grand I was responsible for. And then you have to go sell the tickets on the back end. And in order for the math to work on that, like you literally don't make any money. There's no, like you can't, the money is in the back end of like agents joining your group or buying your products or you selling a mastermind. That's where you make your money. Um, but the feedback that is a huge part of the retention is because then those agents have relationships with each other. And so there's pros and cons to it, but if you go into it knowing that. And I honestly, I had no business signing my name to that amount of money. Like I had no business doing that. Now I could do it and it wouldn't be that big of a deal. And that's not to be like, oh, I can afford to lose 150 grand, but I can afford to lose 150 grand now. I could not then. And I had a 4-year-old. Like it was a lot, a lot. So now while my kids are in school, it feels a little bit of shift. The other thing I will tell you though that I did do is I did like Airbnbs and had them all come out to Airbnbs and things like that. And that is, it is, they want to be together. And people don't need more information. They need community and implementation is what I have found. Is that helpful? I run everything like kind of how Fast Forward is run on Slack. I run mine on Circle. So I put a lot of resources up there. There's a like we film all our videos, our trainings, and they get hosted up there. I do not ever film our elites phone calls. Those are never filmed, and it's by design. And those are the agents that are pursuing agent growth or other revenue streams, building out investment arms, syndicates, digital products. And I don't film them because one, be there if you want the information, and two, um, a lot of like sensitive information is shared, and I don't want it filmed and ever being forward facing anywhere. So that's the strategy on that. Oh, you want to know the other thing I did to really bring over a lot of agents is sorry, now my brain, I have an ADD brain, so
No, you're
just
doing
stop me
great.
at any time.
Self-help.
One of the other things I did that I didn't know that this was gonna, I didn't, this is the thing is like, I didn't, a lot of this, I just tried out a bunch of stuff. And I did this in 2019. I was just kind of like, well, like, where are all the other like kind of like alpha female agents that are like quietly closing a lot of transactions? Like I started to realize I'm like, man, we're kind of making a lot of money in a little bit of time. And like, I'm just making this crap up in my home. Like I have like literally I'm just making crap up. And I was like, where is, and so I got on Instagram and I kind of found like 10 that I was like, man, I think she has a phenomenal business and her, and I just invited them to like a free mastermind of like, hey, do you just want to like get in the room and talk through like what you're doing going into like, I did it at the very end of 2019. And I didn't charge anything on my first one. And we just met on Zoom like once a week for a month, so 4 times. And all those agents ended up joining me at EXP down the road, every single one of them. And they really informed how Powerhouse was built because I was like, oh, that's my alpha, and she's hitting burnout and she doesn't have anyone saying, hey, what should we do? And when I got them all in the room, I realized, oh, I don't have to solve all these problems. We're just going to problem solve for each other. So this idea that you have to be the expert on everything isn't true. And so I did that every single month for a long time. And what would end up happening is I'd get 10 agents in a room and I would teach them how to use social media, the stuff I taught you today. This is how I'm doing this, this is how I'm doing this. Um, and then what happens is they start having better relationships with each other inside that Zoom. And you start being more helpful to them than their broker is. And they start asking the question of like, well, why the heck am my broker's not doing this for me? And then what happens is they end up being like, well, if you move to EXP, I'll move too. So they end up convincing each other, and then I don't have to do anything. And so that was something that was like super important inside the lead generation, is like giving them a room to sit and like you solve their problem before they move their license over to EXP. Because what happens is once that 4 weeks is up, they're like, wait, I missed that. And it's like, oh, well, we're doing that every week in Powerhouse. You can join anytime. And then they know what it's like and they immediately move their license over. Any other questions? But how do I get all those agents inside the mastermind? They're on my email list from how to hire a broker. So I send out the email, right? So like yesterday, I did like a, hey, let's like look under the hood, like what's the profitability of your business? Like so many agents run businesses that are not profitable. And you're like, what are you doing? That's crazy, right? And I posted about it twice on my Instagram stories and I sent one email and we had over 150 agents in that room. And then they send the DMs like, holy moly, my broker's not talking to me like this. And you're like, yeah, your broker's not, because your broker wants you to be dependent on them. So let's just actually teach you how to be the CEO. Let's build you a phenomenal business. And so if you don't have something like that, you get them plugged into Fast Forward. And that means you have to be at Fast Forward. You have to be there. Like give them someone worth following, you know? Okay. Hopefully that was helpful for everyone. Any other questions before we wrap up?